"2023 promises to be a busy year for African politics and democracy as countries hold high-stakes elections. Nigeria's February general election has raised a great deal of expectation among young voters who are eager to see the end of President Muhammadu Buhari's rule. As the country grapples with an economic downturn and heightened insecurity, Nigerians hope that the exercise can bring in leaders with the vigor to tackle their country's decline.
Thank you to everyone.
In June, Sierra Leone will hold presidential and parliamentary elections. President Julius Maada Bio is expected to seek a second term. The Sierra Leone People's Party will be hoping to retain its majority in the National Assembly, which has been threatened by rising discontent over the high cost of living. In Zimbabwe, President Emmerson Mnangagwa will be hoping to overcome a new challenge by opposition leader Nelson Chamisa, whose Citizens Coalition for Change outfit has sought to galvanize the opposition and to correct the mistakes of 2018. In power since Zimbabwe's independence, the ZANU-PF party will be hoping to extend its rule over the southern African country. Africa's oldest republic will stage presidential and parliamentary polls in October. President George Weah has faced criticism for failing to tackle rampant corruption and for being away from the country to watch the World Cup in Qatar, where the country faced an economic downturn. President Ali Bongo looks set for re-election in Gabon after tacit endorsement by members of his Gabonese Democratic Party. Despite suffering a stroke which left him struggling to walk, the ruling party appears unwilling to retire its 63-year-old leader. In December, the Democratic Republic of Congo will hold a general election to choose a new president, the National Assembly, and Senate. In power since 2019, President Felix Tshisekedi is expected to seek a second term. Having fallen out with his predecessor, whose support secured the presidency for him, Tshisekedi will have to find new allies to face an opposition which has long been doing its preps. At his home in Libreville, Gabon, former Congolese international Maurice Filankembo recalls the day he encountered Pelé. That was nearly 56 years ago when the Congolese national side hosted Pelé's club outfit, Santos FC, in a friendly in Brazzaville. Pelé was a phenomenon, and everyone wanted to see him. And that day, there were people who had never been to the stadium, who were there only to see the phenomenon. Brazilian football superstar Pelé, who died at the age of 82 on Thursday, leaves behind many admirers, including those that had to play against him. To be encouraged by the genius of football, by King Edson Arantes do Nascimento. It gave me joy, and unfortunately for us, we suffered in the second half because Santos refused to lose. They equalized, and in the last 2 minutes, Pelé got a penalty, and they beat us 3-2. For Filankembo, it is Pelé's extraordinary act of sportsmanship after their match in Brazzaville that defined the Brazilian legend. Pelé got up, walked out of the group and headed towards us. No policeman, no soldier could stop him or ask where he was going. He came towards us, and he comes, he pats me. He takes off his shirt, he gives it to me, and asks for mine. A 3-time World Cup winner and widely regarded as the greatest player of all time, Pelé died Thursday after a long battle with cancer.
Former Pope Benedict XVI, the first pontiff in 600 years to resign from the job, has died aged 95. Benedict stunned the world in 2013 when he announced that he no longer had the strength to run the 1.2 billion strong Catholic Church that he had steered for 8 years. His dramatic decision paved the way for the election of Pope Francis as his successor. The two popes then lived side by side in the Vatican Gardens, an unprecedented arrangement which may allow future popes emeritus, meaning retired popes, to do the same.
In a year which has seen an increase in the killing of journalists in the course of their work, Reporters Without Borders has released figures showing 1,668 have died in violence over the past 2 decades. The war in Ukraine is the main cause of the upturn in 2022, with 8 journalists' deaths since Russia invaded. This year, 57 have lost their lives worldwide, while 49 have been reported as missing. The NGO points to 2012 and 2013 as being the deadliest years for journalists on reporting missions. The war in Syria was the main factor in those years. Russia has been Europe's most dangerous country, with targeted killings of reporters such as Kremlin critic Anne Politkovskaya. France also features near the top of Europe's perilous nation list due to the one-off attack on the Charlie Hebdo magazine in 2015, which killed 12 people.
The trial of 46 Ivorian soldiers arrested in Mali and accused of being mercenaries has ended in the Court of Appeal in the Malian capital, Bamako. The soldiers were arrested in July and the court hearing took place behind closed doors and under heavy security. The trial comes ahead of the deadline set by West African heads of state for the Malian junta to release the 46 soldiers by January 1st, 2023. Last Friday, the Ivorian defense minister said the case was on the way to resolution after an official visit to Bamako. Last July, a total of 49 Ivorian soldiers were arrested in Mali and charged with attempting to undermine the external security of the state. 3 women were later released. Abidjan claims that the soldiers were on a mission for the United Nations.